What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Thanks for having us, Shane.
Of course.
Hey.
Hey, Charles. How was the bathroom?
Good.
Good.
Oh, did you flush?
Oh, somebody need to get that.
That phone?
Take your time, guys.
Charles's bathroom phone is ringing. Hey everyone, welcome to a special episode of 5 Idiots Talking Toys. I'm Shane and we're here now to talk about the Mandalorian Season 3 premiere. So you're going to join us in some fun discussion about the first episode of the new season that just came out. Din Djarin is back on the screen with Grogu, and we're going to see where the story leads us. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please like this video. Let us know what you thought about the premiere episode, episode 1 of season 3. If you liked how it got tied in from the Mandalorian episodes of Book of Boba Fett, what things you were looking for that you haven't seen yet. We'd love to hear your comments. We would love to interact with you in the comment section, so please do that. You can also find everything about the show at 5idiotstalkingtoys.com, and you can also collect with us at rogue5toys.com. That is our Facebook sales page. All 5 of the guys are doing various types of sales there with vintage Star Wars, modern comics, graded items, live sales, and we do giveaways occasionally as well. So come have some fun with us there. You can also find our merch shop. You can grab a hat or a t-shirt to support the show. We thank you for that. Let's jump into the action now and see what everyone has to say about the Mandalorian season premiere. Would be a good idea. It's the big news in the Star Wars world right now. The Mandalorian season 3 has been out. We got our first taste of it recently. What did you guys think?
Loved it.
So
it shows that Charles loved it.
Enthusiasm.
I've watched it 3 times so far. I didn't like it at all. I thought it was way too short. I thought it was way too fake. I thought the costumes looked like party costumes. It was too done up. It didn't look like vintage. It looked way too showy and fruity to me. I didn't like it.
Okay.
Which part were you talking about?
All of them.
The costumes?
Like when the show first starts off and the Mandalorians are putting the helmet on the kid.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking around. I'm looking at them. Their costumes just looked so like brand new, as if it just came out of Party City, and it didn't look. It didn't look like vintage from like a Star Wars show. I don't know.
Why,
I didn't like any of that.
Do you know why?
I'm still talking.
And then they're younglings, and they have never used it, so they're all new, and some have only the helmet, some have a helmet and some of the armor on top, but like no pants. They're all young, they're all new.
That's the one kid who was getting the helmet. Everyone that was standing around on the sides in the background,
they were all younglings.
It looked way too partyish to me.
So the younglings, their heads don't grow. I know they're not allowed to take the helmets off ever. So their heads don't grow.
I want to know the same thing.
What was the size of his helmet? Was it big or small?
Well,
it was a 7 1/4.
If
you
watched
allowed to
it,
take off their helmets.
If you watched it, she put the helmet on him, and then it made that like sucking sound.
Pressure.
But his hair was hanging out the bottom, so there's nothing.
Yeah,
there's nothing blocking air in there because his hair is hanging from the bottom.
But then they had the scene where they had the Davy Jones guy, the guy from the Pirates of the Caribbean, with all the crap hanging from his face. Again, to me, it looked so brand new. It didn't look like.
Yeah, that part was kind of weird to me.
I don't know what the word I'm looking for. It just looked partyish to me. It just looked childish. It didn't look like.
It looked Disney.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked dumb. So I'm watching it and I'm just like, I don't know. So far,
I'm going to ruin it.
I'm not liking it.
So I have a question for our viewers, and they can comment below on this video. What percentage of you are you somebody who just suspends disbelief when you watch these shows? If you're a real fan of the franchise, do you watch the shows and movies and say, don't worry about like the suction noise and his hair hanging out? Or is that something that bothers you? I mean, I must be somewhere in the middle because I try not to let it bother me too much, but I notice all of those things that you guys have just mentioned. You know,
I noticed them.
Like,
but
how do you put a helmet on an 8-year-old and then he's going to wear it for the rest of his life and never take it off? Like, how does that happen?
Well, I think they might give him a different helmet when his head grows bigger. You know, I'm sure they can. I mean, how do they not eat? They have to take their helmets off to eat and bathe.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, they have to do it like behind closed doors, probably. You know, it's like
They probably don't bathe.
who like the there's all sorts of religions and that require people not to show skin and stuff, and you can't see people's faces. You know, there's certain religions where you can't see someone's face on the females. You know, it's like, well, I'm sure that they go to the bathroom and remove that cover to blow their nose. You know, like, come on.
they can take it off, but
Yeah, not in public, right?
yeah, but not in public.
Yeah, because if you remember, it was like midway through season 1, there was the episode where he was in the village and the mother and child were there, and she brought him food, and he was like waiting for her to leave so that he could take his helmet off and eat.
Yeah. So I'm sure they'll give him a different helmet when he's older.
I watched this Mando episode 6 times. I loved every second of it. I didn't see there's a lot of fake parts and stuff like that, but I don't know. When I watch Mando, it's just not the same as when I watch Boba. It's not as fake as that was.
It just looked like very polished, very clean, very like Halloween costumes. It just, I don't know. It didn't.
It was the difference between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
You know.
But they're not real Mandalorians, so that's why they don't have full costumes. Some have half, some have a quarter.
Charles, the whole show. That was only the first 5 minutes. I'm talking about the whole rest of the show. Everyone else, when they go see Grief Cargo and that whole area.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Well, I could play devil's advocate, and I know you're talking about the whole show, but if I could point out that what's that Navarro that part of it with Grief Karga, you could play off the notion that they're building that city up and everything is brand new and they're making a whole new life there on that planet where there wasn't before, and now there's order and some nice things and everything's new because of that reason. They're building up a city for the first time. You could play devil's advocate and go from that angle.
Yeah, of course you can. That's
where a lot of other places are run down.
That's what Disney usually does.
I gotta say I'm kind of with Chris on this. I did get a chance to see it today. The main pirate or whatever his name. What was his name?
Davy Jones.
No, not
Fraggle Rock. The guy from
Navarro.
Fraggle Rock.
No, the guy that
Navarro.
got his buddy shot up.
The boss looking guy.
Yeah.
I don't know who that guy
The
is.
Nikto looking guy. He looked like he was like a Clatoonian or whatever. But his jacket bothered me because it was like there were patterns in it. And he's supposed to be a space pirate. And it looked like they borrowed from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Go back and watch his costume. Watch his outfit. That's the part that I'm not talking about, like the Mandalorian scene. I'm really talking about like the pirate scene. Like they just looked like they were wearing Halloween costumes. It just looked.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to not let it distract me from the story, but I didn't really get much of a story either. So.
Well,
right. So the costumes are one aspect of it. It obviously gives you a feel, sets a tone for the show. But beyond that, but that was going to be my next question. What did you think of the actual meat of the episode, the story, the beginnings of this, whatever this next part of the story is?
I'm happy they brought back Babu Frick.
I was excited to see that in the trailer, and I had to immediately pause the show and Google to see if anybody had figured out if that's actually Babu Frick. Like as soon as that scene was over, and it is not. It is not Babu Frick, but it's the same species. Man, but there were some hints that maybe he will make an appearance in the show at some point somehow. Because
the whole IG thing, I don't know. Like you got to bring him back, and it's
I like how IG was dead, and they put him on this plaque, in the middle of town, and then all Mando did was stick 3 wires together, and he's back alive again. Like,
I don't know.
it was
he melted completely in the lava.
Yeah, like, well,
his chest exploded. He had a thermal detonator in the center of his chest. How is the body still there?
He's dead and broken forever. But let me just wire these 3 wires together, and he's back to life. Not buying it.
Out of all the pieces that could have been left of him, the torso was not it. That's what exploded. So I didn't understand that. But I also did not care for the Terminator part of the scene where he's crawling around on the floor with one arm or whatever, 2 arms, and chasing Mando around.
Now, if they would have had him come back and actually been alive and actually bring him back as a character, I was like, oh, that would be pretty cool. I actually want to see him back as a character. But when he came back as the Terminator, I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to walk out any second. And I was like, what is this? Like, what's this turning into?
Exactly what I thought about Terminator.
He is going to come back.
For that.
He is coming back.
But we're not talking about the ifs. We're talking about what happened.
You guys are a whole bunch of negative Nancy's.
Well, I love Babu Frick. I think Grief Karga looked really great in his outfit. I didn't really notice the pirate outfits too much. I did notice a part at the end with Barnacle Bill and that main pirate. I wasn't too sure about that.
I actually love that guy. He looked awesome.
Wasn't it old Greg?
I didn't see him that well.
He looked awesome.
Not Barnacle Bill.
Did anyone think that the episode though was just very short? I think it was 26 minutes.
No. It was 35 minutes. Yeah, without credits, it was like 35. But
it was too short. It was too short.
Oh. It felt short.
I thought it was short, but overall I liked the episode. I thought it was pretty good.
I saw someone's comment before I watched the episode. I'm talking about a critic reviewing the episode without giving anything away. They just commented, said, "Get ready. It's a shorter episode. People are going to inevitably complain that it's shorter, but keep this in mind as you're watching it. Would you rather," and you can argue this, would you rather have a great 35 minutes or a drawn-out, mediocre 53 minutes? And I get that.
It wasn't a great 35 minutes.
Right, so that's where you can argue that sentiment. But I got the thought behind it, but I was waiting for one of you guys to talk about the Babu Frick part with Baby Yoda. And somebody to have an issue with that, because I absolutely love that. I was laughing out loud. Great. I loved it.
I loved it too.
No squeezies. Bad baby. I loved it.
This is the only show that my wife will sit down of Star Wars that she'll watch. And the second that Babu Frick came on, she screamed out she loves that character so much.
Mm-hmm.
So
my wife doesn't watch it at all, and I called her in from the other room when I was watching it, and I played that scene for her because it's so reminiscent of Jim Henson and Labyrinth, and she loves those movies from when she was a kid. She loves Labyrinth. She loves those kind of things with the puppets and stuff, and they were done with puppets. And the woman who does, I googled it, the woman who is the puppeteer of Babu Frick did the voice, and they had a voice actor, and they ended up using the puppeteer's voice, and she's great. It's fantastic. So I like that.
We only watch one like main show as a family, and that's Mandalorian. Everyone just loves every episode. So
I have to watch it as soon as I can for myself, and then I get the kids to watch it. My wife doesn't watch it, but the 3 of us really enjoy it. We're almost done with Book of Boba Fett, and we're going to be into season 3 shortly. So the kids are really enjoying it. But I got to get them through the Mandalorian episodes of Boba first,
So that'll be easy.
So have your kids seen?
I'm still looking forward to it.
Have your kids seen Mando season 3, episode 1, or no?
Mine haven't. No, because we were hung up on the last couple episodes of season 2.
Oh, okay.
We just did the finale over the weekend, and then we were going to go right into it. And I was like, oh, crap, wait a minute. We got to get through Book of Boba Fett. And then my daughter reminded me that we'd already watched 5 of the episodes. So we only have whatever that is, 3 left.
So you're keeping them from watching season 3, episode 1. So they probably heard all the spoilers already.
I asked them. I said, did anybody talk about it? They said no, so I was surprised. But I'll speed them through and get them caught up because they are enjoying it. So,
that's good.
All right. Any other thoughts on Mandalorian? Where did the episode end off? He's on his mission to.
He's got to find the IG-11
find the
part,
right?
Yeah,
and then he's got to go bathe in the salt water of
under the city,
underneath the city or something.
Right.
Be redeemed.
And that part with Bo-Katan.
What did you guys think of
sitting on the throne there?
What have you thought of Bo-Katan in general across? And forget about just.
That's my middle daughter. She's convinced that that's not the same Bo-Katan.
Katie Sackhoff?
Yeah. She's convinced it's someone different.
What do you mean, like
it's Katie
different
Sackhoff.
actress?
Yeah, like it's not the same person.
No, it is.
Oh, it's her. Yeah. She's in the credits.
She looks a little different though. Like she doesn't look the same.
Have you seen her in real life? You should see her in real life compared to what she looks like in the show.
No,
she's blonde, right?
She looks completely different in real life.
I know that. So Bo-Katan is from what? Clone Wars?
Yeah, I think so.
I've never watched Clone Wars. I just haven't gotten there yet. Like I just assumed I'd wait with my kids, and we're still trying to slog through Rebels. So I don't know more of her story, but in terms of what I've seen firsthand in Mandalorian, I mean, she's not much of a character. There's not much there. Like. She could jump around and have an action sequence, but not feeling
our next episode. We need to watch Clone Wars. Put it on the screen here, and we can all watch.
Okay.
And it'll help John out since John doesn't own Disney
I know
Plus.
we want to get on with it, but can I say that the whole thing with Bo-Katan stretched out on the throne that
was the worst part of the whole entire episode.
I was like,
that was the worst part.
Why even have her like that? I mean,
why have her on the show? You know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that part, but
I like her character, but the way they portrayed her as if she was like Jabba the Hutt laying on the throne, like I don't know. I was just like, it's so stupid. I don't know.
And the alligator wrestling.
No.
I will say this before, and then let's get off of Mando. But I will say this because I just watched the finale of season 2 again. Like I said, and Cara Dune is a big part of the finale. I mean, she's in every scene. She's battling through the hallways with all the stormtroopers with Bo-Katan and the other female Mandalorians. I'll tell you, man, it reminded me. It's been a while since that season was on now. It's been like well over a year from season 2. And it reminded me she was really good in the show. Like I never was in love with her, but I liked her character.
I'd rather have her back.
She's going to be missing from the show. It really occurred to me seeing her in the finale. Like, wow, you know.
Well, she's doing her own thing now, apparently. The Special Warfare Division or whatever.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate. I don't know that I'll ever come to an agreement with Disney to get her back in any case, in any way.